Hello and welcome back to my vlog, part 25 of Flatland, section 16, How the Stranger Vainly Endeavored to Reveal to Me in Words the Mysteries of Spaceland, part 2. We're in the middle, or the beginning of a conversation between I and Stranger. Stranger, to himself, what must I do? Stay, one more argument suggests itself to me. When you see a straight line, your wife, for example, how many dimensions do you attribute to her? I. Your lordship would treat me as if I were one of the vulgar who, being ignorant of mathematics, suppose that a woman is really a straight line and only of one dimension. No, no, my lord. We squares are better advised and are as well aware as your lordship that a woman, though popularly called a straight line, is really and scientifically a very thin parallelogram possessing two dimensions, like the rest of us, viz., length and breadth, or thickness. Stranger, but the very fact that a line is visible implies that it possesses yet another dimension. I. My lord, I have just acknowledged that a woman is broad as well as long. We see her length, we infer her breadth, which, though very slight, is capable of measurement. Stranger, you do not understand me. I mean that when you see a woman, you ought, besides inferring her breadth, to see her length, and to see what we call her height, although that last dimension is infinitesimal in your country. If a line were mere length without height, it would cease to occupy space and would become invisible. Surely you must recognize this. I must indeed confess that I do not in the least understand your lordship. When we in Flatland see a line, we see length and brightness. If the brightness disappears, the line is extinguished and, as you say, ceases to occupy space. But am I to suppose that your lordship gives to brightness the title of a dimension, and that what we call bright you call high? Stranger, no, indeed. By height, I mean a dimension like your length, only with you, height is not so easily perceptible, being extremely small. I. My lord, your assertion is easily put to the test. You say I have a third dimension which you call height. Now, dimension implies direction and measurement. Do but measure my height, or merely indicate to me the direction in which my height extends, and I will become your convert. Otherwise, your lordship's own understanding must hold me excused. Stranger, to himself, I can do neither. How shall I convince him? Surely a plain statement of facts followed by ocular demonstration ought to suffice. Now, sir, listen to me. You are living on a plain. What you style Flatland is the vast level surface of what I may call a fluid on or in the top of which you and your countrymen move about, without rising above it or falling below it. I am not a plane figure, but a solid. You call me a circle, but in reality I am not a circle, but an infinite number of circles, of size varying from a point to a circle of 13 inches in diameter, one placed on top of the other. When I cut through your plane, as I am now doing, I make in your plane a section which you, very rightly, call a circle. For even a sphere, which is my proper name in my own country, if he manifest himself at all to an inhabitant of Flatland, must needs manifest himself as a circle. Do you not remember, for I, who see all things, discerned last night the phantasmal vision of Lineland written upon your brain? Do you not remember, I say, how, when you entered the realm of Lineland, you were compelled to manifest yourself to the king, not as a square, but as a line, because that linear realm had not dimensions enough to represent the whole of you, but only a slice or section of you. In precisely the same way, your country of two dimensions is not spacious enough to represent me, a being of three, but can only exhibit a slice or section of me, which is what you call a circle. The diminished brightness of your eye indicates incredulity, but now prepare to receive proof positive of the truth of my assertions. You cannot, indeed, see more than one of my sections or circles at a time, for you have no power to raise your eye out of the plane of Flatland. But you can at least see that as I rise in space, so my sections become smaller. See now, I will rise, and the effect upon your eye will be that my circle will become smaller and smaller till it dwindles to a point and finally vanishes. There will be an image below. There was no rising that I could see, but he diminished and finally vanished. I winked once or twice to make sure that I was not dreaming, but it was no dream, for from the depths of nowhere came forth a hollow voice, close to my heart, it seemed. Am I quite gone? Are you convinced now? Well, now I will gradually return to Flatland, and you shall see my section become larger and larger. We'll find out more about all of that in Spaceland tomorrow. See, and it's been so long since I read this, I was suffering a misconception. I was thinking Spaceland was our land, but it's not. It's just a land of 3 dimension, and the objects there are, for instance, spheres, and I suppose cubes, I don't know. But we may find out. Like I say, it's been decades since I read this. Make it a great day, and bye for now.